I've got a wonderful group of people who have jumped on board to perform all my original music. And the theme is genocide awareness, but it's really, about uplifting music, positive lyrics, and getting people to feel and, get in touch with that love, heart connection thing again. And look at the people around them and recognize that we're all the same and we need to get along and just feel the love.
Genocide is
the deliberate killing
of a large group of people,
especially those of a
particular ethnic group
or nation. Awareness is
having knowledge
or perception
of a situation or fact.
My name is Dr. Vicki Burichter, and I am a choral and orchestral conductor and teacher of voice and performer. Denise talked to me about the DVD that has been shown on local PBS channels here about her grandparents and the Armenian genocide of the early 20th century. And I watched the video and was very moved by it. I thought if there's anything that I can do to help with raise awareness for this very serious issue, that I would like to do it. What I got from Denise was that her vision is to hold out the possibilities of hope and what we can do, instead of focusing on what we cannot do and how overwhelming and tragic everything is. And one of the things that music does is bring people together and open up their hearts. And Denise's music is very good at that. When you have performers at the level of Cheryl Renee and Beth Avedis and Hazel Miller and of course Denise, and then you have such a wonderful orchestra and choir. It was all of the elements for really making it a moving and uplifting kind of experience and opening people's hearts and minds to the idea that they can do something to help.
the Colorado Chamber Orchestra. Conductor, Dr. Vicki Berichter. Welcome, everybody. Wow. Well, I'm kind of relieved that's done. The rest is going to be so easy. Thank you all so much for coming today. This is really a dream come true for me. This piece was a compilation of music from the documentary film that I did about my grandparents who survived the Armenian genocide, called The Hanjan Story. And this was the Emmy Award winning music to that documentary. So it was a real treat for me to write it so that I could have it performed by an orchestra, and this was amazing. So, thank you. And I'm a person who usually rehearses everything I say and write it all out, and this time I didn't. And I think it's because I feel an incredible amount of light from the people that are performing here today and from the audience. And I hope that this music touches you and that the speakers will shed some light on an issue that maybe you don't know a whole lot about, but that you'll take a greater interest in and continue on and care about humankind. And that's what we're trying to do here today. So thank you very much for being here, and let's continue. Oh, and let's invite out Cheryl Renee.
My name is Cheryl Renee. I'm a professional entertainer, have been for 27 years, even though I was actually raised in the business. My parents were both entertainers. And I am so happy to have been a part of the We Are Voices concert featuring the music of Denise Gentilini and working with some of the greatest people in Colorado.
I'm Mindy Sterling, and I'm one of the choral members, and honored to be so. I found myself in a funny little place in my head the other day while I was singing Love Is My Intention, and to be really honest, suddenly love was my intention, and the lyrics that were coming out of my mouth, I applied to what was going on at that moment. So I really get that everyone feels that way. You get us, you can take the pulse of artists, you know, because it's music, and it's just a lot of love. People are really, really coming together as a unit because of Denise's music. Yeah.
My name is Hazel Miller, and I sing Course of Destiny. To say to the world in your music that I care about people that I don't know, that I will never know, means the world to me. It makes me look at Denise, Reva, the collaborator, the other lyricist and songwriter, and Beth wrote We Are. Makes me look at these women and say, I am really honored that they called me, that they thought I would care enough to be involved. And maybe if we do this well today, if one person walks out of here and says, let me get online and email my congressperson and ask them what they're doing. You know, if one person does that, then Denise is an incredible success because she's touched all of us. Now we've got to touch some strangers, and that's what we're hoping for today. This is an amazing message, and it's beautiful. That my conviction is how I live my life. Love is my intention. Okay, that is spirituality. That includes everything and everyone. I'm good with it. I'm real good with it.
I use my hands to till this land. With my heart I feed the poor, and I hunger for the end of war. Love is my intention. It's how I live my faith. This is my conviction. I use my will to heal mankind. With my my soul I speak the truth, and I struggle for the end of war. Love is my intention, it's how I live my faith. This is my conviction. To plant the seed, my path is to believe. We'll lay down our sword and war no more. Love is my intention, it's how I live my faith. This is my conviction.
My name is Steve Avedis, and I've been working with Denise now for about 2 years. My role in the production has been basically to produce the album with her so they can hear this wonderful music. My personal connection behind today's show, Mom's parents came from Armenia during the genocide era back in 1915. We're trying to make people aware of the whole genocide situation because it happens overseas, it happens here right in front of our face. So I think that was the message today.
My name is John Sterling, and I'm in the choir. There's a lot of pain in the world, and you know, I'm all about peace. So it's a really great thing to be involved in, and I think anytime you can do something that sends that kind of energy out, you're doing a good thing.
And
tissue?
Yes.
Thank you very much. Please keep your hands together for Miss Beth Avedis. I come home from work, think the battle's won. The TV tells me it's just begun. Little boys in suits and ties, playing war and telling lies. And I pray for the future, but what can I do? I'm a gentle woman, but I get angry too. Late at night I hear a scream. I tell myself it was just a dream, and I wonder if the streets are safe. I check my locks just in case, and I curse all mankind. What it's driven me to, must an honest person be a victim too? Barefoot, why would you put a gun in the hands of a child? Barefoot, why? Well, how can their store-bought toys. Hear the hunger, they play to kill. What happens when that blood is real? And I pray for the children. Oh, it doesn't seem right that we teach our young soul little love for life. Oh, barefoot and wild. Would you put a gun in the hands of a child? Barefoot and wild. How can we call ourselves civilized? If we remember upon the history page, will we be the prevalent of a modern age? Oh, yeah. Oh, and I pray for tomorrow and the future of man. Oh, will I live to see our children hand in hand? Oh, would you put a gun in the hands of a child? Barefoot and wild. Would you put a gun in the hands of a child? Would you put a gun in the hands of a child? Why would you put a gun? I get angry too. Why would you put a gun? Hey, all the blood is real. Why would you put a gun in the hands of a child? So how can we call ourselves civilized?
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. Thank you for being here at the We Are Voices for Future Without Genocide concert. It is a beautiful autumn Colorado day, and I know you have many choices, many options, lots of things to do, many places to be, but we thank you so much for being here today and making this a priority in your life. I'm Tamara Banks, your MC this afternoon, and I'm honored and blessed to be with you here again. After the Holocaust, we said never again. After Rwanda, we said never again. And we've yet to recognize the Holocaust of our Armenian brothers and sisters. And here we are in the 21st century, still talking about genocide. We live in a time where we have information overload and short-term memory, don't you think? If you don't know what that means, just think about it. We have access to all kinds of news and information and entertainment. It's all at our fingertips. But somehow we're still uninformed, or worse, ill-informed. Or is it just that we have selective memory and we choose to learn only what we want to know and what we want to learn and what we want to remember? I produced a documentary short on slavery in Sudan, The Long Journey Home. It's about our black Christian brothers and sisters who are slaves right now in the Sudan because of the color of their skin and because of their religion. I've seen firsthand the horror stories of slavery being used as a tool of genocide. And I understand not everyone can report for the media and tell these stories and produce documentaries. But we all have a special way to make a difference. Your being here today is one important way to change the world and make it a better place for everyone. So we want this experience to be one that moves you through words and music, and perhaps inspires you in some way to stop genocide. Maybe your small part can be reading more, telling others what you've learned here today, writing to our lawmakers, writing to President Obama, writing to the United Nations, and at the very least, pray for those who've lost hope. So, let's get back to the music, shall we? Please join me in welcoming Cheryl Renee performing Trust in Me.
Take my hand and walk with me to a better place where love can grow. You deserve to be received where your heart is safe and can know love. Again I say, let's give ourselves a chance to see one another new each day as we travel through this life, you know, and gather strength to find your way. Trust in me, I will be standing by your side. Believe in me, 'cause my arms are open wide. I know this love is true. My heart belongs to you. As I look into your eyes, I see the loneliness I've seen before. There will always be another chance to heal, so don't give up and turn away. Again I say, let's give ourselves a chance to see one another new each day. Trust in me, I will be standing by your side. Believe in me, because
You know, trust is a big issue for me. I have serious trust issues, and so I appreciated the song because basically the way that I took it was as God saying, trust me. That was my take on it, and that's how I was able to really just get into it.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. When I was young, my mama told me if I want to make it, I have to do it on my own. She said, just let go and let spirit show me. If I listen to my heart, I will never be alone. Times when I still try too hard, the words will bring me home. Trust in the grace of the moment. Trust in the grace. You guys can clap it, clap along. Trust in the grace of the moment. Trust in the grace. When you're not exactly sure on the road you travel and feeling uncertain takes a toll on you. Every bad situation has a silver lining. So open up your heart and let the light shine through. You can be happy every day. The choice is up to you. Trust in the grace of the moment. Trust in the grace. Oh, you gotta trust in the grace of the moment. Trust in the grace. Do you wanna have passion? Do you wanna have love in your life? Do you wanna have kindness and all the joy you can find? Have a healthy body and a peaceful mind. Well, you can have it all. Of the moment. Well, you gotta trust in the grace. Here we go. I'm telling you what, you know it right now. In the grace. And you know my mama wouldn't lie to me. Trust in the grace. You gotta know it's in your heart now. In the grace. Yeah. Of the moment. Trust in the grace. You gotta feel it in your heart, feel it in your soul. Of the moment. Trust in the grace. You gonna say it there. Here we go. Hey! Do you want a little passion, a little kindness, a little love now? Do you want a little joy, a little happiness, and a peaceful, 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 peaceful mind? Yeah, yeah. Of the moment. In your heart. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. You gotta feel it in your heart. Feel it in your heart. Oh, no, no, you got to feel it in your heart now. Feel it in your heart. 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 Thank you. Thank you, band, choir. Thank you.
Beth Avedis.
Thank you so much.
And how about the We Are Voices choir?
Whew. All I can say is amen after that. I don't know about you. Can I just get an amen? Amen. That's right. It just feels good. Aren't you glad you're here with us today? This is really amazing. Yeah. Great vocalist. And the lyrics are fantastic. You know, trust in the grace. Doesn't that just make sense? And I belong to you. And if we thought of each other as belonging to each other, wouldn't it be difficult, if not impossible, to hurt one another? So let's keep that in mind. I am pleased to introduce our next speaker this afternoon, Dr. Sheila Porter. With an undergraduate degree in fine arts and doctorate in clinical psychology, Dr. Sheila Porter worked as a clinical and forensic psychologist over 30 years in Columbus, Ohio, before moving to Denver in 2002 to be closer to home and family and work towards retirement. She's hardly retired. She is one busy lady. In retirement, she has taught multiple classes at the Academy of Lifelong Learning, where she taught two-part courses on genocide and the psychology of hatred. Please welcome Dr. Sheila Porter.
That song was a pretty tough act to follow, I'll tell you that. I'd like to tell you a little about the faces of genocide. I've often wondered, how do human beings turn against each other in the most violent ways, seeking not only to cause harm, but to destroy and eliminate an entire group of people, their culture, their hope, and their future? Well, there are some psychological twists and turns, unfortunately, that make it possible for one group of people to identify another group as the other, blame them for whatever troubles they may be experiencing, and systematically use language and terminology that dehumanizes and reduces the targeted group to something like vermin, worthy of extinction. In Rwanda, the targets were called the cockroaches. In Cambodia, they killed from behind so as not to have to see their victims' faces and consequently their humanness. Rwanda's president, Kagame, has made it illegal to identify oneself as Hutu or Tutsi. You are all only Rwandans, he says. At the Gacaca trials, which are trials that are still going on today and are held on the lawns of official buildings, where victims and perpetrators confront each other, they extract apologies, but they also try to negotiate some form of reparations. I want you to help rebuild my house. I want you to fence my garden. But you may end up living next door to the person who killed your husband or your children or your parents or stole all of your possessions when you were forced to flee. And what if you're one of the many women in Rwanda who is raising a child who was the product of a gang rape? Much talk is given to erasing hate from the hearts of Rwandans and learning to live together again as they did prior to 1994. But how possible is that with the generation that experienced all of the horrors and still carry the physical scars of the machetes and the emotional scars that are hidden from view? When do we let the past become the past? When do we let the worst of the worst fade into historical fact, to be remembered, to be learned from, and to be studied dispassionately? At what point does reliving the trauma re-traumatize? When the traumatized child or the returning soldier continues to weave his trauma into his current existence, he isn't helped to become a healthy and fully functioning adult. Perhaps this is also true of cultures and of societies. Our challenge is, can we find that balance between honoring the past, healing the present, and moving toward a healthier and more hopeful future? It can be done, but time is of an essence. It's up to us to begin to start that process now. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Porter, for educating us and your amazing work. It's not easy to do that kind of difficult work, but thank God for the people who are willing to put themselves out like that. We have another great vocalist who'll share her talents with you this afternoon. Hazel Miller is not just a great singer, she is a force of nature.
So Cheryl is singing Trust in Me, and I'm singing Course of Destiny. And I gotta tell you, I love all the songs, but of course, I think mine is the best one.
This is the Course of Destiny story, okay? When Denise dropped that CD off at Black Swan Talent and Production, I claimed that song. I knew that that was the song and just the story of the song, because I'm very into the words. What are the words really saying? You know, that song I fell absolutely in love with. So, you know, it was very funny because I told Hazel, and I emailed Denise and said, I want to sing this one right here. So, fast forward a year or something, I'm talking to Hazel, and she tells me that she just left Denise's house and recorded Course of Destiny. And I was like, good for you. You know, Hazel's one of my best friends, 23 years, you know. So it just all in fun, but I adore that song. I love it. It's my favorite on the CD. And I think it's the best recording that Hazel has ever done. I think she put her heart and soul into it. And so that song is very special to me.
It was written in the stars that you and I would meet, a companion of the heart, sent to make my life complete. My other plans let you slip right through my hands. Did I change the course of destiny? The magic of your touch, the little things you say. Now when a man gives me a rose, it's a paler shade of red. If I could be again, must I live with what could have been? Did I pass up my best friend? The hardest thing I did was say goodbye. Must I sacrifice what was meant to be when love was standing right in front of me? Did I change the course of destiny? You knew I was the one. You never had a doubt. Should I change the course of destiny?
My name is William Skip Lynch, and my role in We Are Voices is as a tenor vocalist in the choir. I don't know the name of it, but it's a song that Beth sings. It sounds like a song to the end of a really good movie, and the credits are going by, and it sounds like Barbra Streisand should be doing it, but since she's not available, Beth is doing it, and she sounds just as wonderful.
Follow your footprints in the sand till the tide takes them away, and the ocean will hold our memory while twilight turns to gray. What were the chances we would meet and shatter the lies that we knew? Our lovers at home are waiting now to see what we will do. Maybe next time we'll find a way to defy every reason or rhyme. In another life, in another world, you will be mine. Maybe next time the moonlight will guide my way back home, long after we've said goodbye. The whispering wind still calls your name and says, this love was not a lie. Maybe next time we'll find a way to defy every reason or rhyme. In another life, in another world, you will be mine. Maybe next time. Oh, maybe next time we'll find a way to defy every reason or rhyme. In another life, in another world, you will be mine. Maybe next time we'll defy every reason or rhyme. Another life, in another world, you will be mine. Maybe next time. Maybe next time. Maybe next time.
Thank you. Thank you to the orchestra. Thank you. Thank you so much.
I'm pleased to introduce a woman who has been making a difference in the issue of genocide and raising awareness about the Holocaust most of her professional career. Fran Sterling joined the Facing History staff back in 2001. She relocated to Denver to serve as the director of the Denver and Rocky Mountain States Office, beginning in July of 2006. Fran has helped publish a number of curriculum, especially very important stuff, helping teachers design and implement Facing History curriculum. Please welcome Fran Sterling.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. It's such an honor to be here. Thank you, Denise. Thank you, these artists who have moved me to tears to think about what is our privilege of living here and working towards living without a future of genocide. It's a heavy load to think about, and as Tamara introduced, I'm a teacher and I'm a mother. Mother first and then teacher. And then I also direct and have the honor of working with an organization, Facing History and Ourselves. And we have actually been around for 33 years now as an organization working towards this idea of prevention. How do we have education be prevention? Prevention of atrocities, prevention of violence, prevention, as what Dr. Porter said, how do we create the other? How do we help students understand the process of which the dehumanization occurs? It's in our young people and in our classrooms that I believe a future without genocide exists. And I think if we can have hope with that, we can look to our classrooms, which I want to just paint a few classroom experiences for you. So we work, Facing History works in 10 offices around the world. We have an office in London, and we have satellite offices in countries where mass violence or genocide has occurred, like Rwanda, like South Africa, like Northern Ireland, now in China. We work in Cambodia. We work in the former Republic, communist countries. And we work towards this idea of creating a model in classrooms that teachers can use to, what we say, create a paradigm, a model of how we see ourselves in another person's humanity. And that is through the study of history and the study of humanities, and we have a wealth of resources that we use. But I want to just paint a picture of one. This past summer, 18 students from the United States went to Rwanda, and 18 students from Rwanda are going to come in March to Boston as a year-long exchange that we've been orchestrating through a grant through the U.S. State Department. And this idea of looking at each other's experience. In Rwanda, the teachers that we work with, 85% of the teachers were murdered after the '94 genocide, so a whole new generation of teachers had to be trained. We work in that country to train all new history teachers now, not to look at their own genocide first, but to look, believe it or not, at Weimar Germany and what gave rise to the Nazis and eventually the Holocaust. That's where they begin. And they look at others' history to then look at themselves. In South Africa, they study the civil rights movement, the teachers that we work with in South Africa first, and then look at their own history. And that idea of navigating past and present is a helpful way to create these tools of what we call transitional justice, and that's what I want to introduce to you. Transitional justice is a model of how we work towards living in a world without genocide or mass violence. It's tools that we can create in classrooms so students understand what forgiveness and reconciliation is. They can understand the power of education, the power of prosecutions or the failure of, or the fragility of prosecutions. They can understand what it is to have reparations, the root being repair, not necessarily money, but what do we do to repair, to move towards reparations. They work towards cultural responses like today, that for us to move towards a future without genocide, we have to have outlets, monuments, memorials, music to emotionally move through that process. And this idea of transitional justice is a powerful model, but it is transitional. It's temporary. How do we move towards a future without genocide? It's not automatic. It's a process, and it's a process that I firmly believe is rooted in education, and that's why we do our work that we do in Facing History. So I want to, as a teacher, I want to leave you with 3 things that you can go home and Google or do whatever you want with, but to think about. If you don't know who Raphael Lemkin is, look him up and learn about his history. If you don't know about the International Criminal Court, look it up. It's an important thing for all of us to know. And the last thing is a book that I just finished, which I think the title is very fitting for today's response to A Future Without Genocide. And it's a book by Tracy Kidder called Strength in What Remains. This idea of strength in what remains is, I think, a powerful idea for us to take away from us, to our families, to our friends, and to our colleagues. So thank you all for coming today and for thinking about a future without genocide. Thank you.
My name's Reva Tunnell, and I'm a songwriter many years back with Denise Gentilini. I met her probably 25 years ago, and we were, budding songwriters in LA. Denise and I have always written from what I think a spiritual kind of meaningful place. There's entertaining music and there's like inspiring music. Denise is an enormous talent. She's a creator, a co-creator. And when you sit and listen to someone that is that connected and just their expression happens to be music, but they're that connected, you're working with something special. You're working with something powerful. And you're working with something that it's not just about her, She is an artist, but for Denise, it's more the message. Denise is a messenger, and she's a force to be reckoned with. I wish her the best in this project, this endeavor. I think people will be touched in a way that maybe they haven't been touched in a while, or if ever. And I think a whole universe of possibilities can open up from her wanting to help with the genocide awareness, but also secretly, I hope the world notices her too, because there are not many people that walk this path and are so diverse in their talent. She does every part of the creation, not just one, and that's a rare and special gift.
Standing there in my confusion, the story of my life. When I saw a shadow moving and you stepped into the light, I stopped to rest my feet. You see, I'm weary from the search, so you offered me your shade. I know you recognize my thirst. Tell me, where's your destination? Funny, neither of us knew. Why must the path be lonely when it's wide enough for two? On a road less traveled, that's where we first met. blessings ease the pain. And through all our aimless wandering, there clearly is a path. If only to have loved you, it's more than I could ask. On a road less traveled, that's where we first met. A day in my life I will never forget. On a road less traveled, where once I felt lost, together we'll make it across. And through all our aimless wandering, there clearly is a path. If only to have loved you is more than I could ask. On a road less traveled, that's where we first met. A day in my life I will never forget. On a road less traveled, where once I felt lost, together we'll make it across. Together we'll make it across. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Miss Denise Gentilini.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you for taking us on a road less traveled. Denise, thank you for taking us on a road less traveled. It is now my pleasure to introduce to you our final speaker. And ladies and gentlemen, hold on to your socks. That's all I can say. If you haven't been blown away yet, be prepared to be. As an ordained Presbyterian minister, Pastor Heidi McGinnis has served the Lord in the rural, suburban, and inner city parish. Always the prophetic preacher, Pastor Heidi has worked tirelessly to champion for the rights of all people, gaining her reputation of being a human rights activist and a respectful, compassionate listener. But I think her biggest accomplishment, I believe, is that she is an abolitionist. Yes, a 21st century abolitionist. She has helped free hundreds of thousands, yes, I said hundreds of thousands of slaves in Sudan for the past 7 years, camping in a tent, and let me tell you, it's no pretty thing. I've done it for 2 years, for 2 weeks at a time. It's amazing work that she does, not just delivering people out of bondage, but also delivering them hope and love. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my friend, my sister, Pastor Heidi McGinnis.
She said it, my friend and my sister. What a privilege to be with you, to give my voice in concert with yours on this road less traveled, forging our future together in a genocidal age with all of humanity to become genocide-free. Good afternoon, dearly beloved, fellow travelers, you and I, on this sacred human journey in which our lives, all of creation, and our future are indelibly interconnected, intricately interwoven. We are creating this marvelous tapestry of human beauty that is assembled here this afternoon. Look at us. We are red, we are brown, we are yellow, we are black, we are white, and where the races meet, we are exquisitely bronze. Cherished, beloved siblings we are. We come from different traditions. Some of us are native religious believers. Others follow ethical guidelines or moral principle philosophies we hold dear. We are Buddhist, we are Muslim, we are Hindu, we are Jew, we are Falun Gong, Baha'i, Christian, or follow the conscience of our heart. Treasured siblings, all of us, we are. We have come together to blend our many voices into one voice that in harmony and solidarity declares, we are the voices for a future without genocide. Oh, that our voices might become a mighty chorus of hope, so we can courageously stand together against the wanton, warring madness of genocide, so we can become a chorus of hope, standing together against any intentional disfigurement of our common humanity, be it here in Denver or in Darfur. That is our goal. That is what gave flesh to today's dream, that each of us and all of us together usher in an age that is genocide-free. Still genocide and slavery is ongoing for our siblings in Sudan, even as I speak. And because we are members, each of us, in this universal family, human family of ours, we have come to know, and have we not, that when one part of the human family suffers, every part suffers with it. And we have also come to believe, have we not, in these words prophetically proclaimed by the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., that an injustice in the human family anywhere is an injustice to the human family everywhere. I have seen the horror of genocide and the devastation it brings on 6 journeys to Sudan, delivering humanitarian aid to our Darfuri Muslim siblings and documenting their suffering. And I have seen the horror of slavery and the devastation it brings in all the journeys to the Sudan, freeing men, women, and children with so many capable and able hands. Slavery used in the Sudan as a tool of genocide and ethnic cleansing, a living hell, accurately, poignantly, and compassionately documented by Tamara Banks 2 years in a row. Tamara and I, we have seen the intentionally inflicted wounds of our Sudanese siblings. Burnings, blindings, amputations, rapes, beatings, brandings. Sometimes it makes me ashamed to be a member of the human race. And I wonder in light of such massive, incalculable human suffering, do you think when the earth quakes that they are the heaving sobs of the holy divine? And I wonder, and perhaps you have too, might the tsunamis be the opening floodgates of tears from the very eyes of God? Yet while I have seen and documented bestial savagery inflicted against civilians in Darfur and South Sudan, I've also seen and been a witness to their dignity, their beauty, their perseverance, and their great faith, as well as that unflinching, unwavering belief that you and I will never abandon them, that you and I, that we are their voices, that we are their hope. And I believe that you and I can save one person at a time from genocide. You and I can save one person at a time from slavery. Why? Because I have seen it with my own eyes. Individually, you and I are making a difference. And collectively, together, we can create a movement, you and I, to stop the Darfuri genocide peaceably, peaceably, peaceably. We can, with one voice, become a worldwide movement in which we can and must say no to the immoral structures that ensnare, exploit, and enslave our human dignity. We can and must say, as one voice, no to the powers of principalities of darkness, no to fear that leads to hate. And together, we can raise our voice in the holiness of our humanity and say, yes, yes to light, yes to peace, yes to healing divisions in Denver and Darfur, yes to repairing the world, yes to becoming architects of hope in Darfur and in Denver too. Why? Because we are the voices for a future without genocide. We are, you and I, those voices. We are.
I want this concert to end with a "We Are the World" kind of song, and I just kind of planted the seed in her head. And in a very short time after that, she came back and said, I've got this idea. She'd been sitting in the parking lot in her car and recording it on her phone, and had this concept, came in and had a lot of the hook stuff already written.
Yeah.
So this was actually the first time we ever wrote together.
Yeah.
And it ended up being, I think, one of the most grand songs and the perfect song. It ended up being the name of the CD, the name of the concert, and the grand finale of the concert. And it was perfect, and it was what got people up and singing.
Thank you.
And it summed it up. It just totally summed up what we were trying to do.
I agree. And put it in a really a light that people can understand without being too heavy.
Right.
Talking about the concept that we are, we are voices, we are faces, we are places. Things like this happen all over the world. So let's embrace who we are. We're all of these different things. So instead of, focusing on the diversity, focusing on the problem, focusing on division and those kinds of things, let's focus on all the things that we truly have in common, and that's what that song was really all about.
With freedom, thinking it'll never go away. And that all seems to be happening somewhere else. You can do your part. All you have to do is start. Everybody's got a chance, a right to say who we are. We are places. We are places. We are choices. We are voices. We're holding on to the light, doing what we know is right. We are changes. Let's embrace who we are.
So you turn your back and say, well, it doesn't matter anyway. Just remember our things are tied together. We have this one life. We could have this one world. Everybody's got a chance, a right to say who we are. We are places. We are places. We are choices. We are voices.
Come on, people, you got to realize it's time to take a stand, yeah. Open up your fists, hey, extend your hand. Don't you want the world to know? See some people raise their hands out there. There we go. Oh, looking good. Feel free to sing along now. All right, now this side of the room, let me see you clap over here. Put your hands together. Come on. This side of the room, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, Denise Gentilini.
Not forget Dr. Vicky and this amazing orchestra.
The Colorado Chamber Orchestra. The We Are Voices Choir. Hazel Miller, Beth Avedis, Cheryl Renee.
Get on your feet. Hey! Side to side. your back and say, well, it doesn't matter anyway. But remember, our fates are tied together. We have this one life, we could have this one world where everybody's got a chance, a right to say who we are. We are faces, we are places, we are choices, we are voices. We're holding on to the light, doing what we know is right. We are changing. Let's embrace who we are. Come on, people, you got to realize it's time to take a stand. Yeah.